Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Five Tribes. Five Tribes is a game designed by Bruno Catala, published by Days of Wonder, plays 2 to 4 players, doesn't have a time. I never know the time on these things. It's not here, it's probably on the bottom of the box. I don't know, you're going to look at, I think we played a 4-player game in a little over an hour. So it's not a crazy long game, but it can be long if some people take a long time on their turns, so keep that in mind. And what you're doing in this is it's effectively, it has a theme, but I'm not going to talk about the theme. It's effectively Naqala, which means you're going to pick up some pieces on the board. You're going to drop one, moving around like a snake-like pattern. Whatever you end on, you'll pick up all that same color, take the action of the color, take the action of the tile, and you're trying to score the most coins, aka points. That's effectively it. There's a little more to it, so let's go down to the table. Check it out. All right, so here's a game of 5 tribes, all set up for 2 players. To set up the game, you're going to put out the bidding track here off to the side of the board somewhere, and then the turn order track where I have all of the turn order markers here on it, just attached to the board somewhere. You're going to shuffle the Djinn cards, or the Genies, and you're going to flip 3. Then you're going to put out the board. You're going to do a 6x5 board, which I've done here randomly, and you're going to put 3 meeples from the bag on each board, on each tile, which I've done. Then you're going to shuffle the goods, and you're going to flip 9. And in a 2-player game, each player is going to get 2 turn order markers and 11 camels, and every player, and no matter the player count, will get 50 coins, broken down however you want. And in a more than 2-player game, you're going to get 8 camels and only 1 of these markers. That's the only difference, is you're going to have more camels. We're going to be taking 2 turns per round in a 2-player game. And each player will also have one of these, but to save space, I'm not going to have it out on the table. It's going to have, in typical Days of Wonder fashion, everything you can do in your turn, what everything does, what everything means, breakdown, end of game scoring, cleanup phase, and it's going to have a list of all the Djinns on the back, so you know kind of what's going on. So if I need to look that up, I'll just look that up and let you know. All right, now let's get playing. So what we're trying to do is we are trying to collect different meeples in a Naqala style to activate their ability. Every meeple is going to do a different thing, and we'll get into what the meeple does when we capture them, and each tile has a special ability as well. So we'll get into all that when we play. Now the first thing we're going to do is, starting with pink, because I just randomly put these out, we're going to bid for turn order. So I think pink actually wants to get a pretty good turn, so they're going to go here. They have to pay 3 coins. So 1, if I can find the coins, 1, 2, 3 coins paid. All right, off to the side of the bank here, where the extra coins are hanging out. All right, so they paid 3. Blue, or teal, I'm not sure, I'm not good with colors. They're going to actually, they're going to just go ahead and do a 0. Pink will do a 0, which bumps that 0 up. And then blue will also do a 0, and that bumps them. So the last person to bid 0 basically has the best 0 action. It's like they bid more of 0. All right, so now, starting with pink, they get to take a turn. So they take their pink marker, they go to number 1. All right, so they are going to take the action that they paid a lot of money for. So when you take an action, you're going to pick up all the meeples off of 1 tile. Then you're going to drop them, and whatever tile you end on is the action you get to take, and you pick up all of the meeples of the color that you dropped last from that tile. So I'll go here, here, and here. So now I pick up all these yellow meeples. They go in my area. Now a couple things happen. First thing, when you clear a tile of all the meeples, you get to put one of your camels down. What that means is, at the end of the game, I now score 8 points for this tile. And because I took the action of this tile, I also get to put an oasis down, which is basically going to be 3 additional points for me. So I now have 11 points. So that's what I do there. I take the action of the tile. But before that, I would have taken the action of the meeple. But the way that the yellow meeple works is it's just points. Every one of these meeples is 1 point. If you have the most of these at the end of the game, you get 10. So this one doesn't have any special ability other than collecting points. So I've now just made, or pink has now just made 4 points. All right, then it will be teal's turn. So they pick up their marker and they get to do the same kind of thing. Let's take another action so we can see another action. Let's do a market action so we can see that. Is there a good one that I want to do? Yeah, so we'll do this. We'll pick this up. We'll go 1, 2, 3. All right, so I pick up both these white meeples. Now, white meeples are worth 1 point, but the white meeples are also how you're going to hire genies. And the white meeples are actually called elders. Yellows are viziers. So I have 2 elders now. So 4 points, 2 elders. And now I also get to do the action of this tile. So I can spend 6 coins, which I will do. If I can find a 5. There we go. 6 coins. And I can buy 2 of the first 6 market cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, the reason you want to do this is you're going to score points either at the end of the game or during the game, which is money. Money is points. Based on the different types of resource cards that you have. But these cards here, the fakers, are also helpful in acquiring genies or activating some genie abilities. So you kind of want them as well. But I'm going to try to collect resources because I like doing that. So I'm going to take this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I will also take this one because it's a little more rare. Then I take these cards and I put them in my tableau right there, and we slide down. And I refill back to 2, or back to 9. And that was my turn. All right, back to pink. Pink is going to let's do this. They're going to go 1, 2, 3. They're going to pick up these blue meeples. Now, the way the blue meeples work is you're going to take the number of blue meeples plus any fakers, which are these guys that you have in your hand, which pink doesn't have any. So 3 meeples, and you're going to multiply them by the number of blue areas around this tile that they were on, including that one. So they have 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 times 3 is 9. The meeples go back in the bag, and pink gets 9 points. So that's an easy way to get some points, and the blue meeple is called a builder. So they now have some more money to do some stuff with. All right, and that was their turn. Oh, also they can activate the tile. They could hire a genie if they want, but they don't have any elders, and you have to have at least 1 elder, so they can't do that. All right, so then, you know, I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna go, maybe. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to take this 1 meeple, put it here, capture the white, the 2 elders, and now I get to hire a genie as my special ability, which I want to do. I'm going to hire this one. This one's worth 4 points. So here's how genies work. They're worth a base amount of points. First, I have to pay hire it, so it costs me either 1 elder or 1 faker, plus 1 faker or 2 elders. I don't have any fakers, so I'm spending 2 elders. Then I take the genie. It's now worth 4 points. And as an activation later, I can spend an elder plus a faker or another elder to claim a tile that's empty. So right now, if I activated this, which I could, I'm going to do it, I can now claim this tile for points, which I'm going to go ahead and do. So that's my genie. I'm going to go ahead and spend my last 2 elders. And I'm going to claim this tile. That gave me 8 points. Or I could claim that one if I wanted to, but I think I want to claim this one. I like that one. All right, and that was blue's turn. Now, another genie comes out, and we'll do another round of bidding. Let's do another round. So pink will bid first. There's nothing they really like, so they'll go here. Blue will bid 1. Again, I'm just kind of randomly doing some stuff. Pink will go here, and then blue will go here. All right, so now blue's going to go twice, then pink will go twice. So blue is going to take their first action, and they're going to go, that's a really good one. But I don't have any white meeples. Dang. That's fine. I get 2 in a row. That's fine. So we'll go here. So I pick up all these 3 red ones, and I'll explain the red in a minute. Now for my bonus, the tile action, we get to put down an oasis. And now red meeples are going to let me do, the action is they can kill assassin. These are assassins. They're going to assassinate any meeple that I want. Now, up to this many tiles away, or I can assassinate 1 meeple in front of someone else, which is the obvious choice because that's a point. So I'm going to assassinate that yellow one. These go in the bag, and that's it. All right, now blue's second turn. They're going to pick these 3 up. So 1, 2, 3. I claim the blues from this tile, but because I also get the action of the tile, I get to put down another palm tree. Blue will multiply blue times blue builders for everything around it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12 coins for me. 1, 2, and there we go, 12 coins. And because I cleaned out this tile of all the meeples, I now get a camel. So that's 8, 11, 14 points for that. That's just pretty good. All right, pink's turn. What do they want to do? Not a lot of good stuff here. So let's do 1, 2, 3, right? So they get these 3 elders, so that's more points. Then they get to spend 3 coins, which they will do. They're using the small market action, so 3 coins to buy one of the first 3 cards, and I think they're going to take this one. Then these slide down, and we'll refill. And then pink gets another turn, and pink will do 1, 2, 3. They'll pick up the green, and we'll explain that in a second. They also get to put down a village or a temple, and because they emptied that tile, they now score that. So these temples, all they do is are worth 5 extra points. So now this tile is worth 10 points, which is pretty solid. Now they took 2 green meeples. They can take the first 2 cards of the row if they want to, and they are going to do that. The green ones are merchants, so they will take 2 fakers. That gives them a little more flexibility. These will slide down. And refill 2. And if you're looking at these cards, you can see dots on the bottom. Gold has 2 cards in the deck. Fakers have 18. This one has 6. So the number of dots tells you how rare or common the good is. All right, and that's how the game's going to keep going. The game is going to end in one of 2 ways. Either one person's out of camels, or there are no legal moves on the board, which does happen. Eventually, you're not going to be able to pick up something and end with a color where there is a color. That's just not going to happen. And then once that happens, you will add up the scoring. All your money is points. Every yellow meeple you have is worth 1 point. Whoever has the most is 10. Every elder is worth 2. All your genies will score points. Every oasis that you have a camel on will score 3 points. Every palace that you have a camel on will score 5 points. All your camels score the points of the tile. And then all your sets of cards based on this breakdown right here will score the appropriate points if you haven't sold them earlier in the game. And then whoever has the most points after all that is the winner. And that is how you play 5 tribes. Let's go up the top, see what we think about it. All right, well, that was 5 tribes. So before we get into what I think about the game, let's talk about some components, because I like the components. Turn order markers are really cool, like towers. I really like that. In a 2-player game, you get to take 2 turns in a round, which I really like, but we'll come back to that. You have cool oasis and palace tokens or villages. I'm not sure what they're called, but nice wooden bits. These oasis tokens are cool trees. The palace is gold and just looks like it's a lot of points. The camels are just like little cool camels, not really that exciting. But I also love this player aid in normal Days of Wonder style. Huge, tells you everything you need to know. It's basically the rules on this board. You don't even need the rule book. You take this on the back, shows you what all the genies do, everything you need to do to play this game on this card. That is amazing. Every game should have something like this. Maybe not as big because it takes up a lot of table space, but amazing. Rule book is clear. It's effectively this, like 3 pages or something. Has a bag of meeples, nothing too fancy there. Production is normal Days of Wonder, top notch. Now let's talk about gameplay. So this game is really straightforward. Like you saw, on your turn, you're going to bid for turn order. When it's your turn, you're going to move to the turn order track, the lowest number. Then you're going to pick up a group of meeples, move them. Whatever last one you drop, take all that color, take the action of the meeple, take the action of the tile. If the tile's clear, put your camel down, scores a point at the end of the game. That's it. You can also maybe sell back some of your goods cards that you've collected for money. You can activate a genie if you have the appropriate stuff to activate a genie, all that kind of thing. And that's it. You're just trying to do the best moves that you can make around this board, using the genies to the best of your ability to score the most points, aka money. Money and points are the same thing, so you're spending points throughout the game to get better bidding slots, to buy resource cards or goods cards, but you're also trying to earn money by getting those blue builders. Yeah, just spending money to make money. That's what you're doing. Get a pile of points. I love this game. It was one of the early Days of Wonder games we had. Ticket to Ride, of course, was the first because that's everybody's first. But then this was up there because I like the Naqala style of games. I played a lot of Naqala on my phone. I like the mechanism of moving and dropping and all that kind of thing. And to have an actual game behind that was something that I was intrigued by and I wanted to play. And it looks great on the table, putting that big board out there with all those different colors of meeples, the genies. The table presence is just amazing. So that kind of draws you in too. So yeah, I'm a fan. Bruno Cathala, amazing designer. I like most of his games that I've played, and this one is no exception. So this is going to get a BGM accepted seal. This is going to get an 8 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4 out of 5 wrenches on our arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing, but we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is 5 Tribes from designer Bruno Cathala, published by Days of Wonder. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.